Hello and good morning, South Bay. I am Lesley Robins. It is so great to see you again. First things first, with everything happening on the other side of the world in Ukraine, we are watching this Russian crisis from afar, but no, we are thinking of those affected and pray this horrific war ends as quickly as possible. On to local news. A South Bay man suspected of being a prolific serial bank robber known as the Green Gator Bandit has been arrested. The FBI believes 55-year-old Christopher Paul Daniels of Torrance robbed about 12 banks throughout LA and Orange counties since October. Now, they closed in on him last Sunday in Palos Verdes Estates. The FBI dubbed the serial bank robber the Green Gator Bandit thanks to his signature face covering. The Los Angeles County Fire Department's Junior Lifeguard Program is now open for applications. The program is for children ages 9 to 17 and registration closes on April 6th. Now, the mission of this Junior Lifeguard Program is to educate ocean and beach safety, physical conditioning, basic first aid, and environmental awareness, while also developing the next generation of lifeguards and future leaders. You can contact the Junior Lifeguard Program office at 310-939-7214 or fire-junior lifeguards at fire.lacounty.gov. Are you looking for a furry friend? Well, about 6.5 million pets and other companion animals are taken in each year by animal pounds nationwide. That's according to the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Of those, approximately 3.3 million are dogs and 3.2 million are cats. Shelters often look after other animals in search of a permanent home as well, including pigs, birds, even horses. However, only half of all shelter animals, about 3.2 million, are adopted each year. This means millions of animals, some right here in the South Bay, are still waiting for their forever homes. Please visit your local shelter to meet these adorable friends. A Palos Verdes teacher has won a grant to support STEM learning. Yes, congratulations to Teresa Aki, a teacher at Ha Magnet Middle School in Rancho Palos Verdes, for winning the award. The Society for Science, a nonprofit in Washington, D.C., awarded $135,000 in grants to 95 exceptional science teachers from underserved and underrepresented communities across the country and abroad. One of those recipients is this Palos Verdes teacher. With the ongoing public health emergency challenging education systems everywhere, these awards pay tribute to the perseverance, labor, and critical role teachers and mentors play in supporting future STEM talent and leaders, including the next generation of climate scientists, astronomers, geneticists, data analysis, and engineers. In Palos Verdes library news, mark your calendars. On Saturday, March 26, PVLD is hosting a Listen and Discuss program of selected albums from Rolling Stone's top 500 albums of all time list. Each month, they select 3 albums to discuss. Listen to one or all of the picks and join in to talk about your favorite tracks. The list this month: number 26, Horses by Patti Smith; number 51, The Great 28 by Chuck Berry; and 114 is This It by The Strokes. Ice cream, anyone? Check this out. There's this thing called a Sweet Day in LA. It's a monthly party for kids, and all the kids need to do is bring a drawing of a parent at work to earn sweet treats. Recruiting for Goods, a staffing agency, heads it up, and they'll be at Manhattan Beach Creamery next on March 5th at 3 to 4 p.m. Look for founder Carlos, who will be standing outside the store collecting the drawings and rewarding ice cream gift cards. To learn more, visit asweetdayinla.com. Well, if you haven't heard, Redondo Union boys and girls soccer teams won the school's first ever Southern Section Championships. The CIF Southern Section, made up of more than 600 schools, is one of 10 sections that divide the state for high school sports. The Redondo boys and girls teams are now both seeded number 1 for regionals. The CIF does not hold a full state championship for soccer, so instead, regionals decide the best of the South and the best of the North. Well, are you a South Bay surfer? Well, this next event may be for you. ET Surf, the beloved surf shop in Hermosa Beach, is hosting a surf series event March 6th at Manhattan Beach Pier, along with the South Bay Board Riders Club. Now, that club is dedicated to celebrating the rich history of the South Bay surfing culture, introducing families, youth, and all of our community to aspects of ocean activities, and being guardians of our local shoreline. Enjoy a day dedicated to your favorite sport and find more people to surf with. Visit southbayboardridersclub.com for all details on the day. Well, Fun Friday is coming up at the Marsh Center in Torrance. Friday Fun, led by Miss Cindy, is a hands-on program for preschoolers ages 3 to 6 years old and their parents or guardians, and will be offered at no charge every Friday from 10 to 12 p.m. The program will incorporate story time, science, art, and a tour in the preserve, emphasizing the chosen topic. The first hour will be spent inside the Nature Center and the second hour in the preserve. Some weeks there will also be potting or other activities. The topics emphasize respect for all living things and prepare the children and the parents to be good stewards of the planet. Enrollment will be limited to 15 children, of course, between the ages of 3 and 6. Families will need to call the March to register for Fun Friday at 310-782-3989 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, between 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and speak to the receptionist to be added to the list. And in COVID news, Los Angeles County has stopped requiring people to mask up at most indoor settings as of today. Now, the county was categorized as having high COVID-19 risk by the CDC, but it moved to the low risk category on Thursday. LA County Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer told county supervisors the county would modify its health officer order to strongly recommend, but no longer require, masks for both vaccinated and unvaccinated people in most indoor places starting today. Masks will still be required indoors at schools until March 11th, when both the county and state plan to drop the requirement. Okay, coming up, SBTV's Cathy Alessandra sits down with artist Hoda Ackad. Now, she's based in Montreal, but has many connections to LA and the South Bay. Take a look.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to South Bay TV, the newest online community for residents right here in the South Bay area of Los Angeles. I am today's host, Cathy Alessandra, and I am super excited to be interviewing an inspirational artist. Wait till you see some of these pictures and visit her website. So Marie-Ange Hoda Ackad, hopefully I got that right. Yes. She is based in Montreal, Canada. And she's increasingly showing her works here in the United States and internationally. Most recently, she was showing at the Yellowstone Museum of Art in Montana, at the San Fernando Valley Arts and Cultural Center in Los Angeles, and the Texarkana Museum in Louisiana. So we are super excited to have you here with us today, Hoda. We're just going to go with Hoda, which is how you're right, which is how you're known in Canada very well. Yes. So share a little, I know I gave a brief intro, but give us a little more information, share with us about you.
Okay, so I was born in Alexandria, Egypt. I came here, I was around 6 years old. And I went to university. I always wanted to do art, but at the time I thought, oh, well, you know what, I really need a serious job. So I began working in a career that, for about 6 years in the pharmaceuticals. And then I realized that I really wanted to do art and start painting, because I was drawing when I was very young, and I used to draw and able to capture the person. And for me, that was extremely exciting. And so I started working professionally about 25 years ago, and starting, of course, by, taking a few courses again and going back to school in university. I did my Bachelor of Fine Arts, and right away I got a gallery, and it was exciting. And at the time I was doing pastels with models. I always liked to work with models because for me there was like an energy in the room. They inspired me, and I was able to do it. I was able to capture them, and I find people fascinating. So it's something that I actually today I'm working with a model, but I took a break to of course talk with you.
Yes. Wonderful. Yes. I love how you shared that, you started with what you thought was a serious job, right? Instead of following that, that heart passion, with art. and with what you're doing, I imagine there's very much that calling within you. I mean, when you have that, the expression that you want to share with all of
Yes.
the world, right? With what you're
Yes.
doing.
Yes, of course. And I think that it has to be extremely strong, because if it's not extremely strong, you won't be able to go through the turbulations that art brings, because some days are great, some days are not great. And especially in the beginning, when you don't know what the future will be, you're just working, and you're working blindly, really, and you're becoming a better person at the same time, because you're constantly being if you're swayed by being just in the commercial gallery, then you're not going to be doing exactly what you want. And so you have to find the right balance of what you really want to do. And I think that what I found out at the end is that if I have to go very deep inside of me, and I became a better person because of that, because I listened to myself. And I think that that's how I was able to go through it, because I was very, very, let's say, authentic in my vision. Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. So tell me a little bit, you mentioned pastels.
Yes.
And so and then also having models. So you started, where kind of take us through a little bit of that journey and how you discovered really what your, I don't know if it's a preferred medium or one that you feel that you excel at more, or.
Well, I started with pastels. I took a drawing course at the Visual Arts. That was the first thing I did. And at the same time, I took a painting course. And I had this one teacher. And I think that she's the one that really pushed me, because she called me up and she says, "You have a natural talent." She said, you are able to just, you get it, you're able to do it. And I'm not saying it in any way, shape, but that's, when I heard that, at first I thought, oh, she's just saying that, of course, and whatever. But she said to me, "I mean it. And I think that you should even go, and the only thing you're missing is art history." So I went. So afterwards I thought, oh, okay. So that encouraged me a lot. And so then I went to do an art history course, and Greek art history at the time. And I thought, well, if I, why are these people here? Why are they in school and whatever? So anyways, at the end, I enrolled myself and I got an early acceptance. And then I knew that, hey, wait a second, that encouraged me also. And so then I started pursuing not only pastel, because at the same time that I was doing the pastels, I was in a small gallery in Montreal. They took me right away, and I started selling, and that was exciting. However, I was also very curious, and I was curious about doing things that I didn't yet know how to do, like really start painting and really starting to create, and rather than just let's say you have a model and you just draw the model really well and it's exciting. I wanted to be able to create and imagine and everything else. And I started reading about let's say Rauschenberg, and seeing his images, and I was so inspired, and I thought, hey, I want to explore this and go further. And that was really how I started my journey, is by really being extremely curious about every medium, and trying this and then trying that, working with pigments, working with wax, until and as I went with that, and I did abstractions and everything that was done before, let's say, I was at the same time thinking, well, when is this going to stop, this experimentation? When am I going to get there? When am I going to feel really, really, this is mine, and whatever. And it came by itself. All of a sudden, everything kind of merged together. And I started realizing that I'm a person who's I'm interested in social issues. I'm interested in what is going on today, or I'm interested in communicating something. I'm not just interested in just painting something for the sake of it only. I'm interested in that kind of communication. Maybe I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I love that. Okay. Wonderful. A great, feeling in all of that.
Yeah.
And even just the exploring and deciding, which, like the experimentation you talk about. I think so
Yeah.
many of us really we don't experiment enough in life, in
Yeah.
our own careers or in our own life, right? And trying different things like that, and how it kind of winds into where, where the focus is. So let me ask you this. We are South Bay TV, and I know there is a South Bay connection here.
Mhm.
I believe there was a show or an award or something. Can you share a little bit about that, your South Bay connection with us?
Yes, well, I had painted this portrait of my son, I called it. And I think I sent it to you. You might have it there on in front of you. And I had painted this large portrait, and they had like a show, and I think it was called something figure. I forgot the name anyways.
Mhm.
And so I entered, and I won best of show. So I was really, really glad about that, because it was one of my first multimedia large paintings with a model. So that was very exciting. That's and when I'm talking about multimedia, it was putting together a photo montage in the beginning, in the background, and then working in transparency and pigments on top. And anyways, it's a really beautiful picture. So it's a beautiful painting.
Oh,
I'm glad. I'm glad. I was very glad. And at the same time that year, I won the same award, Best of Show, at the Texarkana Arts and Council, Arts and Humanities Center in Texas. So that was very exciting. The same painting and the same year. So very exciting. 2 times.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, would you say that most of your work now is with a model? Is it 100% of your work?
It's not 100% of my work, but a lot of my large works, I use a model for a lot of my large works. My other works, I mean, I have other works of the same kind that have, which, butterflies in them, or flowers in them, or birds. And of course, they're made in the same way, and they have, yes, they're communicating something about, the issues maybe that we have today, or they're communicating something related to what is going on today. Always, because I use for my backgrounds, I use paper media, various paper media, and I mix that with my oil paints, and then afterwards that's to express what I want to say. Yeah.
Right. I love that. So let me ask you a more personal question. Do you feel, is there an artist, in the past or the present, that inspires you?
Oh yes. Oh my God. Oh, there are many. Like I mentioned, Rauschenberg is one of my favorites. I would say also, of course, Andy Warhol. I'm very excited. I like his work. I like the prints, and I like the colors, and as well, it would be. William de Kooning for his brush strokes. I mean, I get a little bit from everyone. So
Yeah.
yes.
I love that. Okay. So what's next for you? Where do you see this, going for you? Do you have a big project? Do you have another competition that you're looking towards, or what's next for you?
Well, I'm thinking of when I finish this series, when I'm satisfied, and I am satisfied in all the work I've done up to now, but when I'm decide that I'm finished saying what I had to say, kind of thing, at that point I want to make a little book, and talk about each painting individually in the book, as if it were a story. And so that's my
Oh, I see a coffee table book.
Yes,
right? A beautiful glossy coffee table book with the stories and the photo, or the pictures of the paintings.
Yes. With every painting would have a meaning, and a whole something related to it, like a whole story about it. So that's what I want. That's my next project.
Fantastic. Well, I am sure there are many who are watching who are thinking, how can I see, we've shown some of the work here, but how can they see more? How can they connect with you? Where would somebody go to do that?
Well, I'm part of a Viridian Artists Gallery in New York City, so they could do that. They can contact them. Or I'm also on ArtSpace and on Artsy, ARTSY, on the on the internet. And they can also just email me, Hoda Montreal Wenger at hotmail.com.
I love it. Wonderful. Well, Hoda, thank you so much for being with us today. Your story is fascinating. I love that you just really have explored the medium in the way that you have and created some amazing, beautiful artwork that really tells a story and shares that with the world. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to Good Morning South Bay. Okay, so if you've just stumbled upon this show and are like, what is this? Well, we are a live streaming platform reflecting the South Bay lifestyle, covering cities from El Segundo to San Pedro and all the towns in between. We cover topics including health and wellness, fashion and beauty, art and music, food and entertainment, and with this show, local news and events. Don't forget, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and our online newsletter to be notified of any new stories and when we go live. In the meantime, come back every Friday at 11 a.m. to stay up to date on all the latest happenings in the South Bay. Well, speaking of, here's what you and your family can look forward to this weekend in the South Bay. Starting off on Friday, March 4th at 9 a.m., there's an online drawing club. All you have to do is visit free2funla.com for this virtual online drawing club. Now come draw with them in the informal online club, and they'll start with warm-up drawing exercises and then just draw, taking inspiration from the featured artworks that they're going to be using. They also work with unexpected design challenges, adults only please, and all skill levels are welcome. Heading into Friday night on the 4th at 8 p.m., Chris Stills is performing at the Grand Annex in San Pedro. To get your tickets, visit grandvision.org. Also at the Grand Annex in San Pedro, but on the 5th at 8 p.m., Gil Landry is performing. Once again, you can get tickets at grandvision.org. Also on Saturday, March 5th at 2:30 p.m. to around 4:30 p.m., take in a screening of Breakfast at Tiffany's. Of course, that's the beloved film from 1961. Location is the Old Town Music Hall in El Segundo. Also on Saturday, March 5th at 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Palos Verdes Land Conservancy, it's the Cactus Wren Monitoring Training. Become a community scientist and help monitor the charismatic and rare cactus wren in their preserves. You'll help track the birds, their nests, and their success in rearing babies from March to August. And on Sunday, March 6th at 2 p.m., it's showtime at the Hermosa Beach Community Theater as they put on the production Love, Valor, Compassion. And a beautiful Dutchess County farmhouse, 8 men hash out their passions, resentments, and fears over the course of 3 summer weekends. And if you have a local story or event that you would like to tell us about, please do so on our website. Follow the link on the homepage to where you can submit your story, because it's all about community and engagement, and that cannot happen without you. So take care of you, your town, and each other. Thanks for watching.